Hey everybody, I hope you're doing well today, no matter where you are in this beautiful world. Before we get started with today's video, I want to thank everybody. We're still at 19,700 subscribers. Hopefully within the next couple days we can hit 20,000, fingers crossed. And I also want to remind you that you can become a member to the channel now for just 99 cents a month. The MVP, VIP, and Pro versions are starting to be weeded out, and all those perks are going to drop down to the eBuzz Central member for just 99 cents a month. It's a great way to support content you like, and it's also a great way to support the channel. Now, a little over a month and a half ago, I did a great video on a new Arch distribution called CachyOS. Now, Kachy just released a new version of their OS. Let me go ahead and switch over to the website. And as you can see, they have a very beautiful website. And it just basically states CachyOS is a distribution based on Arch Linux that offers easy installation, several customization options to suit every user, and special optimizations for improved performance while remaining simple. And then you go down here and they've got some screenshots of the KDE version. And what is CachyOS? It's got optimized packages. All desktop packages are compiled with LTO. Desktop environments they offer: KDE, Gnome, XFCE, i3, bspawn, LXQT, OpenBox, Wayfire, and Cutefish. And it comes with the KaOS installer and the kernel support. Linux CachyOS is using the Bohr scheduler and has a lot of performance improvements. They also provide other schedulers, which is the CFS, PDS, BMQ, Bohr, TT, Calcul. All kernels are compiled with x86-64 version 3 instructions and also available with LTO. And the default browser of CachyOS is the Kachy browser. Then we scroll down, help us continue our work. You can support them on PayPal or Patreon. And then, of course, a fast and secure download. Took about 10-15 minutes for me to download it. Like I said, we've looked at the KDE version before. Today we're going to be looking at the Gnome. But when you go to download, it lets you know up here, you can install any edition provided by CachyOS using any GUI ISO from the online installer. There's a part in the installation program that'll give you the option to pick what desktop you want to use. But on their main website, you can download KDE Plasma, Gnome, and XFCE. That is under construction. So pretty much without any further ado, I'm going to go ahead and get on over to the desktop. Now, if you download CachyOS, throw it on a USB or put it in a virtual machine, this is the screen you're met with. And as you can see, they've got the main bar over here as opposed to on the bottom. And you can also hit the super key to bring up your desktops, or you can go back. But I do like the fact that this is pinned right here, and I don't have to hit a super key to bring that up. And you do get the CachyOS Hello, which I love about all Linux distributions that integrate this. It gives a new user or a brand new person to Linux a welcome. Here we are. Here's some base information that'll help you out. And it's kind of easy to get around. It's got documentation. You've got the README, release info, and the wiki. And then, of course, support. You got the forums and software. Project, you can get involved, help with development, donate, or you can launch the installer. So if you launch the KaOS installer, it gives you a choice, offline or online. Now, if you go with the online, it's going to give you a couple more options. And now that that's opened, you can see that we're in a virtual machine. So you'll see right here that it says there's not enough drive space and there are no partitions to install to. But if you come down here, it says welcome, location, keyboard, partition, and it gives you an option for desktops. Right here is where you're going to select what desktop you want it to install once you install it. And then, of course, packages you would like to have pre-installed, and then your user information summary, install, and finish. So it's your base KaOS installer. It's going to show you all that information. I'm going to go ahead and close out of this at the moment. Yes, I do want to close. And we are done with the CachyOS Hello. So we'll close out of that. And as you can see, if you come up here and click, it's got the new layout. So we are on Gnome 43, which is great. But you got a little bit more options up here than you used to in Gnome. You've got power, lock, of course. Then you've got your settings, screenshot tool, volume right here. And then you've got this little arrow out here. So you can click on that. And it gives you all your options right here for your sound output. Now, if you had a microphone, it would also have the microphone logo here and a selection to pick whether you wanted to use an external microphone or maybe the one that's built into your laptop. And then you've got balanced dark mode. You can shut that off and it'll go to light mode. or dark mode, then you've got balanced, night light, and a wired connection. Now, if we right click on the screen, you can change the background, and you do have different options over here. You've got the default, and then you've got dark. If you wanted to switch to dark or the default, you could, but right now I'm going to leave it on dark. And then also opens up your base settings on the system. While we're here, what I want to do is go ahead and go to About, and we will open that up, and it lets you know it's CachyOS. I've got 7.8 gigabytes of memory issued to it, and then an AMD Ryzen 9 processor. Right now, graphics or software rendering, and it's a rolling release, 64-bit. 43.2 is the Gnome version, and the windowing system is X11. Now, what I would like to find out is what kernel we are presently using. So let's go ahead and do a search for the kernel. There's the CachyOS kernel manager. We'll open that up and we'll bring it out here. And we are presently using 6.1.2-3, and it is stable. Now, you do have the option to come in here and pick any kernel that you would like to use. I do like that about CachyOS and a couple of other distributions out there, but they don't hold back. They're not like a Manjaro. You're not running a little older kernel or older packages, so you've got that control right here. But that's in the kernel manager, and you can find that in your app menu. Now, we also have the terminal over here. Let's go ahead and open up the terminal because I do want to see if they have HTOP, and we'll go ahead and run that. They don't. Let's see if they have top, and they do. Let's go ahead and make that just a little bigger so everybody can see. And right now, like I said, I've got 8 gigabytes of RAM issued to this machine. At present, we're using about 740 with the terminal open, which isn't bad at all. Specifically seeing how we are in a virtual environment, so there might be a little bit more of the operating system running in RAM. But once you get it installed, I figure you're going to hover somewhere between 600 and 800, which is getting really good because anybody out there knows that it used to be Gnome was lighter, and then it started getting heavier, and then KDE was real heavy, and then it started getting lighter, and it's kind of reversed now. Both of them run pretty light, and when I say light, I mean they run less than a gig, and I have a lot of people out there that'll blow up my comments saying, less than a gig, heck, 200 megabytes is what I'm running. Well, that's great, but some of us like more than just a command line or a windowing system. Some like a desktop environment, and you have to give up a little bit in resources. But at the end of the day, you're still using less than 3 gigabytes of RAM, which is generally what Windows uses. So I'm going to go ahead and close out of this. And we will come back over here, and then you've got your Kachy browser. Let's go ahead and take a peek at that. Now, this is their own browser. And I do believe it's built on the Web GTK, or is it a spin? No, this is based on Firefox totally. So we will go ahead and maximize that. And it seems that you've got canvas presets and dark reader. So you got a dark mode out of the box. I do like that layout there. And then up here, what else do we have? We got canvas blocker, uBlock origin. So you've got some security right out of the box. So if we go over here and we do a search for eBuzz Central, let's see what search engine they're using. They're using Google. That is awesome. I like that. If you're not familiar with Google, you get all the advantages of Google, but you're not giving up your information and you're not letting them track you constantly. You're going to still have trackers, I do believe, but they will not be directly from Google inside of their search environment. So you've got eBuzz Central here, which is YouTube, Twitter, Patreon. So that's a pretty good search. And we'll go over here and we'll go ahead and go to the next page. There's some images there. So you've got a pretty decent environment right here. I do like the way they set this up. I do like the fact that they're using Google and they've kind of customized their own browser. I wish it had the home button, but we should be able to go over to more tools, customize toolbar. And can we? Yeah, you can put the home button up there. That's no big deal. So we'll drop that right there. Then we can close out of that, go home, and that pops up right there. So definitely take a look at it. I like the fact that they're using Firefox as a base. Now we will come over here. You do have your file manager, which is files. We'll scoot this over, and it's not a lot to talk about here. You've got your usual suspects over here, your home folders right here. So pretty much stays out of your way, lets you get your job done. They have added a lot of features back that they took out for a while, and they've brought them back, so I'm glad Gnome's doing that. Let's go ahead and close out of that. And then down here you have your system monitor. Let's see how close it is to what we pulled up on the terminal. See, it's showing that we're using 1.3 gigabytes. So it's using a little bit of memory to run the operating system in a virtual environment. Now I do want to go over here. Let's open this up. LFTP. Let's scroll. You've got Parole Media Player. What do we got under accessories? You do have your extensions manager. Let's see what kind of extensions they're running out of the box. We'll go ahead and make that a little bigger. App indicator and K status notification. Dash to dock, of course. Gnome 4X user interface improvements. And we're running the pop shell. So that's pretty interesting. They're using the pop shell inside of CachyOS with an Arch base. I like that. So let's go ahead and close out of that. Let's pop back over here. Let's scroll over. Firmware, Archive Manager, Text Editor, Kvantum Manager. Then you've got disks, tweaks. If you're not familiar with tweaks, it's just another way to make changes to Gnome that aren't available in their regular settings menu. So you've got a lot of different things you can do there. So let's close out of that and come back up. And then System Tools. We got CachyOS Hello, the kernel manager we've seen. It comes with Octopi. Let's go ahead and open that up. And Octopi is a lot like Synaptic Package Manager. It's a type, search, and install type package manager. Let's do a quick search real quick for something like Krita. And there is Krita right there. I do like the fact of how quick that was. We can mark it for install. You can come down here and pick optional things that you would like to install with it. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to click OK. And once you have that selected, all you got to do is click this green arrow right here and it would install for you. So that's how quick Octopi can install. Do you really want to quit? Yes. So I do love Octopi. And then we'll come back down to System Tools. You got Alacrity, Install Your System, Kvantum Manager, CachyOS Package Installer. Now this right here is also what you'll see when you run the Calamares installer. Once you get to this, you can come over here and pretty much pick certain applications you would like to install. And you can go through here and pick as many as you want. You can come down here and click install and it will install them all at once. Now, if you select this during the install process with the Calamares installer, you will just select them, go ahead and create your user info, and then when you install the system, it'll go ahead and install those packages for you. Right here, it's got different repos and the different items that are in those repos, and then, of course, Flatpaks. Now, it says CachyOS includes this repository of Flatpaks for the user's convenience only and is not responsible for the functionality of the individual Flatpaks themselves. For more, consult Flatpaks and Wiki. Basically, what they're telling you is they've included Flatpaks, and if you should have any issues, it's not on the development team of CachyOS. That would have to be something you would point towards Flatpaks. So let's go ahead and close out of that. We will come back over here. Come back down to System Tools, Fish, we've already looked at that, Octopi Cache Cleaner, and I do believe that's it inside of there, and we will go back up here, and like I said, it's really nice the way they've got it set up. I think CachyOS is really on the ground running with becoming another Arch distribution that people can lean on, like a Garuda, like a Manjaro, even though I do have issues with Manjaro, the way they hold things back. They say it's for stability, but I think sometimes them holding things back causes more problems than it does stability. So what do y'all think? Is CachyOS doing a good job? Are they creating desktop operating systems that you yourself want to try out or maybe install and use as a daily driver? Let me know in the comments below. Do me a favor before you leave today. Please like the channel. Likes keep me in YouTube's algorithm, which means if you found the information in this video helpful, somebody else out there might as well. And subscribe. Doesn't cost anything. And if you end up not liking me, you can always unsubscribe. You also can become a member right here on YouTube for just 99 cents a month. But that's not all. We are also on Utreon, which you can become a member on at $2.99 a month, or Odyssey, which is $4 a month. You can also buy us a cup of coffee, maybe zip on over to PayPal and throw us a donation, or go over to Patreon and become a patron to the channel. All those links will be in the description below. As always, thank you for watching my video, and I will see you in the next video.